Hey Soul Tribe, it's Kate and Kerry.
We are so excited to have you hear this new episode. Please review and subscribe at the end. It's free and it helps us keep spreading our message to you, our awesome listener. Thanks so much and enjoy the episode.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Soulsessed Twins. I am Kate, your host in New York.
Hi, guys. It's Kerry in California.
We
can still keep going. We're super excited to start this episode. Kate and I were just discussing the importance of noticing when you're in a rut and how to get out of it, and or wanting to turn around your mindset so that it was more positive, and how to do that and stay with it.
Yeah, I think especially when making positive change from a negative one or changing a negative behavior altogether, it's so important to be so hyper aware of our attitude, throughout the day. Did you write that word down? Hyper aware. And being present throughout your day to start to notice what you're saying to yourself, but also what you're saying about the day, what's happening in your day in general, how you're approaching it.
Yeah, exactly. And just being, just super conscious about everything you just said. Just being conscious on your thoughts and allowing yourself to, like, you're getting yourself out of a conditioned response, right? So you're used to it. So allowing yourself the growth period to change. So during your day, when you go back into how you are conditioned to think about something, don't just go, oh, and go with it. You're going to go there, catch it, and then implement the change into a positive direction. I'm like, no, pity party over. I want to start operating and feeling better like this, right? And this is like pulling in gratitude.
Yeah.
Like,
because I feel like changing for the better will really uncover how pessimistic we've become. And seeing things in their worst light was what allowed us to keep the negative thing or lifestyle happening. It kept us in that whole web of misery, and the way that we were talking to ourselves, and also the way that we saw every day, like everyday little things I just remember was a pain in the ass, or it was somehow some way negative. And I just remember the first year getting sober and being in my apartment, putting away clothes or doing something and thinking about all the regrets and what could have been, what I could have done, what I could have said, where I could have gone to, all of that. Just like lost in this web of poor me. Life sucks. I'm never going to have X, Y, and Z. And if I ever get it, that's when I'm going to be happy. And I just remember that, like, I stopped myself. And in the moment, I remembered that belief of, I was starting to hear, now that I was going to more positive, support. I had more positive people around in my life. I started to hear that phrase of, you can be happy now, no matter your circumstance. Be happy now. You don't have to wait for the X, Y, and Z. And for some reason, I heard it in this moment. And I just realized, like, wow, I can appreciate now. I can be happy now, and realized how much time I had already wasted by drinking and living in that lifestyle. I'm not going to waste any more of my life living in a pessimistic world, seeing everything as shit. And that's like my marked change of when I really started to pay attention to my everyday, what I was saying to myself throughout it.
Yeah. And really getting to see too the comfort level. Like we find comfort with where we're at, even if it's negative, right? Because we know it. And for some reason, it is more comfortable to be in that pessimistic, negative state. And I was thinking about it because it's like you're already down. So if you're happy, you're like, or feeling good, there's a shoe to drop, right? And so if you're down and sort of just like allowing that to be your state more, it's because you're already there. So there's nowhere down to go, right? So it's a little less scary to be, already in that way. So to allow yourself to be happier, to be more contented is really, coming out of, I feel like our society is so conditioned to be pessimistic and down and, look at things as complaining, and a way to, connect is through complaining, in that negative spiral. But really getting sick and tired of it, I just realized that as well. Like, what am I waiting for? What about right now? Like
Mhm.
all this time right now is like, I feel like shit now. I can't wait till later anymore. I'm so
Yeah.
sick of this.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't change the circumstance, I just thought, I just want to think about it a little differently so that I feel better. And that really was such a catalyst into allowing myself to feel better about things, even if they didn't change. It's almost like a mind game, like, all right, everything's the same, but I'm just not going to look at it as, oh my God, and poor me, and so much self pity or, a pity party. And just like, okay, this is what's going on. This is how it's meant to be. This is what's happening. And what can I learn from it? And or just sort of go with it rather than so against it. And it just started to make everything so much easier.
Yeah, I think too, because if you're making positive changes for yourself and trying to live a better life, it can't help but to go and get better. It's going to get better regardless. And so, me thinking that really allowed me to like embrace the journey, embrace this moment, because again, like I'm making the effort to have a better life. So I know it's going to get better. And it's like what you said before, Carrie, like being like, well, I'm already down. So like just keep being down, like, and feeding that gremlin,
Yeah.
and now like trying to make positive changes and be better and do better and feel better and all of that stuff. Knowing you're doing that, it has to get better. So
Yeah.
knowing it's going to get better, enjoy that moment. It like allowed me to embrace the painful part of change, because what you said before, we are more comfortable in the beginning of change from negative to positive, whatever you're changing. You're more comfortable being sick. You're more comfortable feeling bad. And so getting to feeling good feels uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
And
exactly. And just really starting to meet yourself where you are rather than where you want to be,
mhm,
because it's such a lack mentality and it just makes you feel like you don't have anything, right?
mhm,
And so that outlook is just a lose lose. So to just start to pull it back and like, okay, this is where I'm at, right? I want, it's not where I want to be, but it is where I am. And this is where I'm going, right? So then you just start to turn it around of like, that's where I want to be, but I'm here right now, and this is how I'm going to get there. And you just sort of embrace where you're at in the moment, which is then it does pull you into now and being present and taking care of yourself. Like you start to be able to acknowledge where you're at, be there for yourself in order to change and get to where you want to go.
Yes. And just embrace the day. Like so much of it too. Like I just think it really opened up these genuine moments, even if it's just doing laundry. It opens up this sacred space for you to be with you and to allow yourself to enjoy your day. It's such a change of like, us always looking out and looking to the future. Then it's going to be better. Then I'm going to have A, B, and C. And when we're present and realizing we can be happy now, you get to see it's almost like it builds serenity. And it,
Yes.
I'm just like thinking about this where I really did remember this marked change where I wanted this effort and to be better in my now, in my everyday. You really begin to enjoy the moments that
Yes.
are happening.
Yeah, it's so true. And it's actually how it gives you what you're trying to have when you release the reins on so much of what you think or how it should be. So when you give that up, you actually realize how good it is. You know what I mean? When you're so focused on how it isn't, you get to see how good it is.
It's like we have this idea of what happiness looks like. And
Yeah.
of course, it's gorgeous. It's like, all the bells and whistles and like pink clouds and, unicorns, whatever you see.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect and life is perfect. And that's when I'm going to be happy. That's like the vision of happiness. And it's such bullshit.
Yeah.
Me, like the vision of happiness is being there for myself in through tough times or challenging times or boring times or having to do housework times, like, and being content with it. That is the happiness that I'm seeking and what really gave me happiness. It's not the things and once I have. It's not. It's once I have, once I get myself, once I get that comfort, that love to be able to sit within and with myself. That for me is happiness.
Yeah, because it is. It's never enough, right? So if you're, which we always talk about, it's funny, it always comes here, but when you're trying to chase happiness externally, it doesn't exist. It's internal. Happiness is an internal contentment, which really brings me to, I just read this thing the other day that was like, happiness does not create gratitude. Gratitude creates happiness.
Mm,
So
mm,
when you are grateful, right, it really pulls you into the now and where you're at. So you're present to then grow into that contentment to be happy about what you got. So it's so much less searching and wanting and all coming from a lack mentality of I don't have yet, I don't have what I need. But we
mm.
do. We really do. We have what we need right within us. And the search is over when you look within to get it. And then all of this other material stuff and, things that we think we should have and they have and I should have and I want becomes less of a draw when you have more of the spiritual connection within. All that material stuff is trying to fill a void. It's nice to have, don't get me wrong. But when you have to have it, or you're thinking you have to have it,
in
Yes.
order to be happy, in
Right.
order to fulfill some type of emotional fulfillment,
Yeah.
that's you're off.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Like that is indicating disconnection. That's indicating you don't have the serenity within. And that is really what we're after. I mean, that is what we're grabbing for. We're always grabbing for more connection with ourselves, AKA also a higher power. So once you have more of that, everything else matters less. And you just have what you have, and you can go after things, sure, but it's not this desperate lack mentality. You're going after it because, it feels good, but if it happens, great, but you're more content where you are.
Mhm. So tools that really helped us to get to, because it'll your mind will constantly go back to the negative. This is like, one day
Yes.
at a time, but it's years training. I mean,
Still.
yeah, all this stuff is always years training. And what you just reminded me of too is this affirmation that always, still to this day, really helps me. And when you say these things over and over and over again, day after day, month after month, year after year, it really becomes you. And this affirmation really was probably the most poignant one for me, and really helped change my mindset was, I have enough, I am enough, I do enough. And that's always saved me, because it, like you're saying, is that lack mentality, whether that be lack that I don't have something that everyone wants, or that everybody has, or a lack of I'm not enough. And
Mhm.
when I say that affirmation of I am enough, I have enough, I do enough, there's such a relief spiritually from that. Like that stress just of that chase goes away. I'm enough.
Yeah, exactly. And what we just start to cultivate is an abundant mindset. And that's what we want to, switch over to. And abundance not only meaning money, abundance means health and well-being and, just more, seeing everything is that there's more joy, there's more happiness, there's more presence, there's more love, there's more of every single thing we need rather than less. And that is what creates gratitude and happiness, is
Mm-hmm.
not really from material things, but it can be. It's appreciating what you have and seeing it for what it is, which then grows more of an abundant feeling in all your affairs.
Mm-hmm. So affirmations are really good, and it's throughout the day. Pick a couple, like we've said on previous episodes, you can make up your own. If you need help with them, go to a book, Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. It's phenomenal. I always take things from there, and just look up whatever you're wanting to work on. She'll give you affirmations yourself. And then what Kerry just really touched on was gratitude. And how do you do that? Like, write a gratitude list every morning of, just start with 5 things. That's how you'll start it, but do it. Just commit one morning at a time. That's all it is. Write out a little gratitude list.
And even in the afternoon, if you're like, my day, I'm not in the mindset I want to be, sit down, write it down, and feel it. You can't just write it down. You have to feel it. Feel the gratitude of what you're writing down about and get those chemicals going in the brain so that you're changing your chemical makeup and
Mm-hmm.
the synapses are going to fire differently so that you feel better, right? So that's huge. That really is like everything. That really is a catalyst to change it all. And meditation, if you can, journaling out what's wrong, seeing it, observing it more than being in it, and then turn it around to the story you want it to, you want it to be going, and start acting in that way, as if, act as if. And also read something.
Mhm.
Reading something positive is amazing. Just start to get in that energy of abundance and feeling good.
Because I will say too, especially like while working on yourself, a lot of times nothing is wrong. We're just again stuck in this goddamn hamster wheel of like life sucks and like everything
Yes.
just shitting on the day. And
Yes.
it's like pulling back from that and realizing that it's not that shitty, and then implementing these tools to help you out of it. Yeah, the gratitude list, like you'll fall off track. So even if you did do a gratitude list in the morning and by 9:05 you're in a hole again,
Yeah.
pick it up. What did you write down? And feel that gratitude. Feel it. Because like Kerry's saying, we're so trained to love that. And we don't realize we love it, but there is that chemical balance or, dependence on the negative that we have to rewire, rework with gratitude and feel whatever positive tool that you're picking up, really feel it so that you're also rewiring your neurosystem.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like weird. It's like scary in a way to allow yourself to feel good. It's just because you're comfortable not, and some level you think you don't deserve it. So to
Mm-hmm.
really start to get that self-worth going and like, yes, I do. I deserve to fucking feel good. I'm sick of feeling bad. I'm sick of this, agreement with the negative. Doesn't agree with me anymore. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sick of it and I matter and I deserve it. I'm fucking turning the ship around. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what we got, right?
That's it. A little quickie just to, keep the engines going and really, in order to make change, you have to change. And so much of it is a mind game, so much of it. And so
Mhm.
putting these tools in place, being very present in your day to notice, what a dick you can be, like where your attitude can take you. And it's not you, it's what you're trained to be thinking about and like where you're going toward, flipping that over and making those changes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just so true. Think of an athlete. They can be playing a football game, but if their mind is not correct, their game sucks. So just going throughout your day, doing whatever you're doing, great. You may be getting stuff done, but if your mind isn't right, you will feel like shit doing it. So
That's
mind is everything.
Yeah, that's me in tennis. I mean, if I start to go down on myself, my game's over.
Yeah.
Same thing with golf. I mean, it's such, with sports. Yeah, if you don't have the right mindset to go in and try your best, like you're not going to do your best. You're
Yeah.
just not.
Yeah. So same thing with your day. If you go into your day, just whatever, it's not going to feel good and go well. So hopefully this helped. We love you guys. And thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you'd like to hear more of, any questions. We totally are totally into it.
Reach out and check us out on Instagram at Soulsessed Twins. We are always readily available on that platform, for you guys to reach out, talk to us. We love it.
Thanks. Love ya.
Bye,
Turn it
guys.
around. Stay tuned, guys. We are thrilled to be here with each other, and feel so privileged to try and carry a message of hope and positive change to one other person out there. So please subscribe and review and share our podcast to reach that person. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Soulsessed Twins and get daily inspo and connect with us.
Let's build this community together.
100%. So come back next week and we'll see you then.
Get soul-sessed with us, Soul Tribe.
That's it. Bye, guys.